I'm Bernina expert Amanda Murphy, and this month I'll be covering the optional corner embroideries for the Bernina 125th anniversary quilt. You'll begin by applying fusible woven or another woven stabilizer to the back of the large triangles that were cut from 14 3/4 inch squares. And you can see here I'm pressing it on, I'm not ironing, I have no back and forth motion here. Next, you'll find the vertical center of these triangles by folding them in half and either pressing or marking the bottom. You don't have to press it all the way up, you just need that little bottom point. Hoop 2 layers of Ultra Clean and Tear or another tearaway stabilizer in the BERNINA Maxi or Jumbo hoop. If you don't have a jumbo hoop, I'm doing a separate video that shows you how to do this design using the BERNINA oval hoop and using a multi-hooping sequence. But if you have the jumbo or maxi hoop, you can actually do this entire motif in one hooping. And actually, if you use the file that ends in the number 20, you can embroider 2 corners at once. So here I've gone ahead and embroidered the placement lines, and I'm placing my stabilized fabric right along the placement lines as indicated, so the edge of the triangles are going along the horizontal lines, and that little fold is going along the vertical. So I'm ready to embroider again. The next sequence is actually a basting stitch, and it's going to hold your stabilized fabric in place for the remainder of the embroidery. Okay, so now I'm embroidering the placement lines for the applique. You can actually, if you don't want to have different applique fabric behind the motifs, you could skip this step. And next, I'll put on the applique fabric and embroider the tack down stitches. And I'll trim the excess fabric away, and I trim it really close to those tack down stitches, but I am careful not to clip the background. Okay, so we're ready for the next step. We're ready for the embroidery, and you can see 2 corners there. At this point, I switched to metallic thread, and I used Yenmet Mayan Gold. Now, if you use a metallic thread like this, you'll want to lower your machine speed. I lowered it to about 1/3 of the speed that I normally stitch at. If you prefer, you can just use Isocore in gold, and that looks lovely as well. So you can see I'm stitching out 2 corners at once. If you'd prefer to just stitch out 1 corner at a time, use the file that ends in 19. And here I've switched to cream thread to stitch out the last details, and I did use a cream Isocore thread. There's the second design. These gold embroideries look so elegant against the pearlized background that was printed by BERNINA. I hope you're enjoying making the BERNINA 125th anniversary quilt.